Look at this. End of semester. You all made it. You did it. It's the end. Back in the aughts, 2001, 2002, when people still listened to classic rock, I used to sing, "This is the end. Boom, boom, boom. Beautiful friend, the end." But since that's such a depressing song by The Doors, came out in 1968 or something like that, it hardly brought people comfort. In different kinds of ways, I've moved away from that way of talking about the end of the semester. You have made it. You have done it. If you have made it this far, you will pass the class. I will make sure of that. But in different kinds of ways, you still have a little bit of time to revise your work. So I wanted to go through very quickly. This is like a 5-minute video as opposed to a 15 or 18-minute video. I want to make sure of a couple of things. I want to impress upon you several different ways of getting revisions to me at the end of the semester and making sure your reflection is in. So what we're doing is this. Let me go through some things on the website and other kinds of things, and we'll go from there. Okay. Share screen. You'd think I'd have this down by now. Here we are. Now, what you'll see in communities is both of the course sites. Here is English 338.01. Here is English 338.02. You click on one, everything will be okay. We're at the end of the semester right here. You will notice that what you need to do is scroll down on this side right here, as we've been doing the entire semester, and go to these two links. You see the first one that says Finals Week, post links to assignments that I should reread or rescore. What does that mean? That means if you have copies, revisions, edits of your rhetorical analysis paper that you want me to look at one more time, please leave a link to them here. If you have new versions of your digital story, if you have new ways that you've reconceived the project, or if you've got new details that you think could improve your score, please leave that digital story here. So once again, what are we talking about? Posting links to assignments that I should reread and rescore should be things like the rhetorical analysis and the digital story. This one right here, Finals Week, post a link to your course reflection, will take us to the page where you turn in something that I haven't seen before. That is the reflection. This is 15% of your grade. Let's remember, oh, Emma posted it twice here, that what's going on is you're writing a reflection that does two things. You are, I'm going to stop sharing right here. You can listen to the band of music in the background. Remember that this reflection does two things. It looks back over the kinds of things that you've done in this course, the experiences that you had, the conversations with me, the readings you did, the activities, and so on. And it comes to some conclusion about what you feel that you have learned in this course. The more detailed you can be, the better. But the second thing that this can do is you can point forward in a reflection to how you might use certain things that you've learned in your future, whether you're going to graduate in 1 year or 2 years, whether you're like on your way out of the door right now, whether you've got a job lined up. Think about in different kinds of ways how an understanding of rhetoric and public rhetoric could help you advocate for certain kinds of environmental issues, or could make you into an environmental advocate in one way or another. Now, the only thing that I'll say about this, and I'm going to share screen one more time, let's just remember that what you need to do with this course reflection, Emma's got hers in, Connor's is in, other people like, okay, so not too many so far. Remember, it has to be shared with me. You're not going to get points if I can't read your thing. And I'm not going to just give you points for knowing that you turned in a Google link that I can't access. You need to make sure that it is shared with C. Fosen at csuchico.edu or cfosen@mail.csuchico.edu. One of those two ways, you've got to make sure that you share it with me. And then I'm pretty much, if you do those two things, that is, if you look backwards and you look forwards in your reflection, it's basically 2 pages long, not making it onto the second page, but 2 full pages, then I will pretty much give you 15 points toward your final grade. Depending on where you are, that could really launch your grade into the stratosphere. Okay, so final thing, remember, like I said last week, I've had a hell of a time in this class. It has been a lot of fun. I didn't teach this class for 5 years, and now I'm regretting not having done so, because what's so fun about rhetoric in this context is we get to deal with public rhetoric. That is rhetoric not between a teacher and student, not private rhetoric between 2 loved ones, but public rhetoric. That is rhetoric that goes out into the public sphere to try to convince people to think differently about environmental issues. And so I have been fascinated by the different articles that you found, the texts that you've engaged with, the different kinds of ways that you've read certain kinds of digital and non-digital stories, the ways that you've responded to the videos that we've watched, and so on. And I've been really impressed with your work in the midst of a pandemic that none of us could have foreseen. And none of us adequately, evidently prepared for. So there's been a lot of trauma this semester, and there's been a lot of trauma in the world. I just hope that what you're doing is that you are going to spend some time in proximity to your loved ones, that you're going to be able to think through the kinds of experiences that you've had in this course, and you're going to be able to move ahead with your life. I am buffering, so I'm going to sign off. Thank you very much, and don't be a stranger. Come see me next year in the arts building. Take care.